Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. I hope you are doing well. It is Monday, January 26th. I'm losing my voice. Neptune is moving into Aries today. I'm not sure what time that happens, but it's today. So that's beginning all of these shifts into Aries, which is a whole new beginning for us. Scorpio, we've got Mars conjuncting Uranus on Wednesday. Mars, your traditional ruler. And then I believe on Friday, Mars is conjuncting Pluto. So both planets, your rulers, traditional and then modern. Conjunctions bring some heat. They bring some intensity. They can bring some aggression. They can show where there's been serious weaknesses, and it can show where you've got to build or let go of things, right? So there's a lot in the energy. And Scorpio, knowing you, you're probably digging your heels in, rebelling against certain things. So we'll see, right? This is gonna be your weekly read. So from January 26th to February 1st. I will tell you, same thing I told channel members. I had 3 hours of sleep. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. I could not sleep. So bear with the eye batting and the yawning, please. It is what it is, right? And if you are in the snow regions, or even south, because hell, even, down in Tennessee and other places, y'all typically, Texas, I think too, y'all typically don't see that kind of stuff too often, but when you do, right? Like, we get an inch of snow here, we're like, oh, that's nothing. You get an inch of snow and it's shit, the whole world just shut down, right? So hopefully you all are safe, have power, or warm, well fed, and taken care of until this system and the brutal cold moves out of your way. They were calling for like up to 14 inches. We didn't get that here. But we're freezing our tail feathers off, though. I will tell you that the dog went out, and I don't think she was really done before she made it back to the porch this morning. So poor puppy, she wasn't having it. But so yeah, that's where we are today. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, and Stellium placements. You might be dealing. God bless you. Kids are obviously home because the weather is shit. Nobody's going anywhere. Capricorn season. Spirit just brought that up. I feel like her sneeze was confirmation of that. What about it, Spirit? Intuition. There's something you saw, Scorpio. We're going to take a sidebar real quick here. There was something that you saw throughout Capricorn season. I mean, literally, and it just ended too. It just ended just the other day. There were red flags all over something you were missing. Something you weren't seeing. I want you to know, even if you weren't seeing it and now you are, Spirit is saying, though, that this was part of your manifestation. So whatever you were manifesting, there's a reason that part of you getting to where you're going meant you also had to miss something temporarily, because by knowing what you don't want is how we learn what we do want, right? So there was something about going, yeah, that's not going to work here. There's a couple things. It's not just one thing, Scorpio. There's a couple of things that it's almost like you were in a cycle for about 3 months of things going on that weren't working. But now, you know. Now you see. I don't know, maybe 2 months, 2-3 months, maybe 2-3 months. Maybe 2 or 3 things. But, and the point is that, if you feel like, well, shit, why didn't I realize this, or why did I not know this? It literally is like part of the manifestation process for you, because it's like Spirit's wanting you to like tune the frequency down a little bit, Scorpio, just a smidge. But the only way that you would know to turn that down a smidge was to learn that this thing doesn't really work. Like, it's like all of your frequencies, which is a little weird that I put it to you like this. All of your other frequencies were going, this is what I need. This is what I want. This is, excuse me, this is what I desire. And Spirit's going, you've done all of these other things to get there. But there's this one thing, Scorpio, that your frequency is inappropriately tuned to. And even if it was this one major thing, Scorps, this one major thing could have had like little things attached to it. It would be, you could make a meatball. I have no idea. Maybe someone's making meatballs. Not I today. Not me today. And you could, you know, use garlic powder, onion powder, breadcrumbs, whatever you use to make yours. But let's just say you don't typically add fresh grated onion and fresh grated green peppers to them. It's additional, right? And you're like, gee, why are my meatballs not good? I'm not judging the way anybody makes meatballs. But then all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I'm going to use the fresh stuff instead of the packaged stuff. And you're like, whoa, so much better. That's what it was missing, right? You tweaked a little bit of something there, Scorpio, and that tweaking, 7 on the clock, was exactly, or is exactly, what is going to be needed this week. So do be aware of that. Maybe some of you are cooking and trying to do new things, culinary expertise, right? Which could be cool too. So, all right. So Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Stellium placements. Interesting. You know, and I would even just say Neptune too for funsies. Wherever the hell you have Scorpio, pay attention if this is for you. If you're here, welcome. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. I've missed you. What else? Personal reads are open. I would love to hear from you. If you've sent me an email over the weekend, you should be hearing back from me sometime this afternoon. Email is in the description box below. I'd love to hear from you and get you out the new information for 26 and carry on from there, right? So that's that. All right, guys. So, and channel memberships are open. I am changing those by the end of this week, all to one tier for the channel membership side. So do know that as well. So you'll see the changes if you've been there before. So all right, one price, one tier, everything included, at least for now. Okay, so all right, guys, let's get Scorpio this week. Spirit, let's get an overall. Spirit, isn't it simple? It's all changing. Is it? I don't know. Say your prayers. Say your prayer. You know, it's kind of Spirit's got jokes. It's kind of like a praying mantis, right? Have sex with her and she'll bite your head off. Finito, done, complete. That's what they do, right? It's kind of like that. Scorpio, you might be in the biting off of heads this week kind of mode. Chance. I think some people have they're playing a little bit of Russian roulette with you this week on, I'm going to back this up a smidge. They are playing Russian roulette with your patience, your calm. At some point, I think this could be later in the week, Scorpio. There's something about scars that really get exposed. Somebody could be careful there's not a tit for tat, keeping tally of things also. We don't want to be petty in this energy right now. We do not want to be petty. But it's kind of like an expose of scars, whether this is for you or someone else or both of you. I mean, I would say, you know, here's my mom brain working, you know, overtime today. You know, ladies, if you've ever had a C-section, you know, some of us, scars, you can't even tell that they're there. For others of us, God forbid, you know, you may look like you've gone to a butcher shop. I mean, just as an example, but that's a wound that I think you should wear with a badge of honor. Not everybody gets to have that, right? Regardless of what it is. But just as an example, maybe you've hit that from your person, or maybe you've hit some other wound or scar or something about yourself, right? And this could be mentally, emotionally, right? It doesn't have to be physical wounds or scars. But maybe this week they're exposed. And with that authenticity behind it, it's just like, I've got nothing to lose here by showing exactly who the hell I am. 11:11 on the clock. You're protected. Whatever this energy is, Scorpio, that's going on right now around you. You might be getting the horns of a lot of different things, or you're questioning whether or not to give your horns or stinger, in your case, to somebody else. But you are, you're gonna be very outspoken. But I'm also gonna tell you the same thing I told the channel members. When you've got Mars and Pluto doing their thing, we've got Aries energy, it can be great to be like a motivating, get up and get it done, just say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done. But right now, it's aggressive. Mars and Uranus are not the best of friends. Mars and Pluto are power struggle. They're both stubborn ass energies. They're fixed energies. They both want control. Pluto says we're changing this, and Mars says we're staying put. Dig the heels in. And both see their side as being right. So, whatever this is, you, the universe, you against yourself, you, your partner, friend, work, hell, maybe even a bill collector. You might be better off to just shh and listen. I told him, just shut up and listen this week. Ask questions. It's like, you ever hear like in therapy sessions where you have two parties who could be like marital counseling or couples counseling or, you know, parent and whatever. And people spend the whole time over talking to each other. And then you give them a stick, and the rule with the stick is you have 2 minutes to talk if you need 2 minutes, and if not, then you can stop. But during that time, only the person that has the stick is allowed to talk. If you catch yourself needing to say something, ask yourself if you've got that stick in your hand. Because if not, then just shh. Just shush it, Scorpio. Let someone else do the talking. And then you can ask the clarifying questions if you are inquisitive, but don't argue. Don't argue. It's not going to get you anywhere this week if you argue. But it will serve purpose to be authentic without argument. No projection. No, well, if you, it's real simple. This is how I feel. This is what the situation says to me. This is my personal experience. And this is what I need. Without blame, without causing defensiveness, without being defensive. Just be true to yourself in anything that comes up, okay? Just be true to yourself. But I do feel like somebody is pressing buttons, Scorpio. Hell, life itself could be pressing buttons at this time, right? Life itself could be raging its own little war against you, Scorpio. Spirit saying it's just kind of par for the course. It's like, goodness, it's to be expected right now, those Scorps. while we go through these transitions. And then, what date is it? Oh, on Valentine's Day, on Lover's Day. That's when Saturn, karmic energy, moves into Aries for the next 29 years. Is it 29 years, I think? 20 years, 29 years? It couldn't be more than Pluto. It's going to be less than that. What am I thinking? I don't know. Either way, though, it's more than Neptune and less than Pluto. So, Saturn will join Neptune in Aries. Yeah, more of that. Hey, I'm back. Saturn. It's like Saturn return. Saturn returns. We also have the eclipses coming up, guys. We've got the full moon this week in Leo. Yeah, the full moon in Leo. Right? I don't know why I'm going over this right now, but we're going to do this because I'm being drawn to that. So that's what we're doing. I think it's the full moon in Leo, right? I haven't organized, clearly. I thought I had it all written down. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's this Friday is the full moon, or the 1st, is the full moon in Aries, or Aries. I'm done. Full moon in Leo. I'm done talking. Then we've got the eclipse season, which I think, I don't know why I can't remember the date on that, and I don't know why I don't have that specifically written down. I'm usually on top of that. Brain fog. And then we've got Saturn moving into Aries, so we'll be in the eclipse seasons of, I think those are falling under Leo and Aquarius now. Or are they? I think they might be. Because July 26th, the North and South node move into Aquarius and Leo. There's heavy Leo energy permeating everything right now, as well as Aquarius. So just you know that. Just you know that. So, all right, let's get down to the days of the week. Do like, if you're still here, right? Like, share, subscribe, comment, hypes. I guess they're still a thing. But yeah, all the ways you support the channel. Thank you. I appreciate each and every single one of you. So do like and comment, and I love reading the comments section. All right, Spirit, for Scorpio, today, Monday, January 26th. What the hell do they need to know? Swear to God, Scorps, couldn't make it up. I told you, it's like somebody is pressing buttons with you, but it's like, dare you take your chances on something here, Scorpio. You're making a decision that I don't know if other people think it's like stupid of you. They could, right? You could have people around you going, oh my God, Scorpio, why are you doing that? Why would you go there? Like, I don't like that person for you. I don't think that this is good for you. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying that they're right or wrong, but what I'm saying is you have to make up your own mind. It's going to sit right with you, whatever you're doing and why you're doing it. So people, again, chance, right? Lots. Yes, no, they could be pressing your buttons. What card comes out for fucking Monday? Roll the dice. You're taking another chance, right? Taking a chance, risk, take a leap of faith on something. Taboo. Because no matter whatever the situation, and for those of you that might be new to the channel, I read Monday through Friday, even though it's for the week, but know that this energy can show up at any given day. It doesn't have to, it's not solidified to Monday. Spirit works in their own way. It's just a little place marker for me as a reader to acknowledge, right? But whenever, however this comes up, Scorpio, you are just not, you have to be okay with whatever this is. You have got to know that you have either healed certain things or you have more healing to do, but you also know that standing still, and if you've been standing still for some time, particularly maybe 2 weeks, 2 months, you can't stand still forever. You do have a choice to make. You are on a big precipice of choice and change here, Scorpio. And taboo goes like, I mean, Scorpio, this is you. This is Pluto energy, 110% you, the mysterious unravelings of Scorpio I'm hearing from Spirit. But that's you. What is forbidden? You will test the waters of forbidden. You will go there. You will dive into the dark. You will meet the devil. You will dance with the devil, whatever this is. You will dance more, thank you, Spirit, more so with your shadow side and even the shadow side of others. Because Scorpio, the reality here is you've defeated the devil before. You've done something in worlds that are perilous, that it's like, once you've been there, everything else is a fucking cupcake. It's like a cake or a cakewalk. Like, it's just easy compared to what you have already endured. And it's like, well, this is nothing. And if I manage to get through that, then I can get through this. It's like some belief in you that goes, I'm willing to wrap my arms around whatever this thing is and take a leap of faith to see what comes of it. I need more, Spirit. Scorpio, this might be a really long reading. Happy week to you. Not birthday, but happy early birthday, Merry Christmas, I guess. It's necessary. These energies are big, guys. What's happening in 26 is huge. And I've been listening to a little bit of the astrology. I've been reading up on certain things, and I can tell you that even when I'm not on here doing this, like, I'm sitting with the energies and kind of taking them in. And again, I'm doing my own healing work simultaneous to doing this with all of you. I'm not in any other position than anybody else. I'm as human as the next one. And I'm going to tell you, we are being zapped in the ass by life in spirit right now, and we've got to pay attention. When it comes to whatever this decision is, Scorpio, Ace of Pentacles and the Moon, it's absolutely got to do with the long-term essence, thank you, Spirit, of your stability. It could represent a new beginning in stability, or your stability is looking mighty different to you. And I always think that I don't always pay attention to this, but it's catching my attention. I know I've mentioned this before a time or two. This walkway, this pathway, this garden in the gate kind of thing, it's the same not awning, what do they call those? I can't think. Harbor, whatever, that sits basically on the Four of Wands. That's where celebration occurs, and you can see there's nobody there yet. That what would be the Four of Wands. That the celebration hasn't taken place, but the scene, right? The scene is readily available. Some of you could be booking dates, times, concerts. It's like whatever you're investing in, taking this leap of faith on. I don't know, maybe you've never gone to a concert, I don't know, just as an example in your life, and you're like, you know what? I don't know. Tickets are insane, but like I think there's like one where like they're all getting together. I forget, like some tour thing, Southern tour, I don't know, but anyhow, let's just say you're going to that, and there's a couple of people, and you're like, I'm gonna spend $800 on one seat. Oh my God, am I crazy, right? Like, I don't really know that I have it to do with, but my God, like, the experience is like a once in a lifetime. Your mother's looking at you going, you dumbass, your car insurance is due next week, and you're dropping money on this ticket for this show. Like, where's your priorities at, girl? You know, it's that kind of thing. And you're like, Mom, listen, like, they may never do this again, right? It would be like Cher going on one last tour for us older folks. Like, oh my God, it's Cher. You have to get the ticket. You gotta go. She'll probably never tour again, right? It's like that. I gotta do this thing. I've got to try to see this through. This could be much more. I mean, I personally think it's much more personal than you buying a Cher or a Morgan Wallen ticket. But whatever this is like I have to try. And Scorpio, if that's not fashionably you, but with knowledge, thank you, Spirit, but with knowledge this time, because Scorpio, you don't just go into something half-assed. You don't go into something haphazardly. You don't go into something half-hearted. It's got to have a certain taste to it that engages you to even go there at all. Do I think that this is for everybody? No. If you're repeating a cycle, no, don't do it. You're going to know whether this is, yes, take that chance. If you're contemplating going back with the person that just beat the hell out of you last week, don't fucking do it. Don't be stupid. And I say that with love because I've been there. I made stupid decisions because I was in that mental space before. If you think it's a good idea to go out into precarious situations after years of sobriety, don't do it, right? Like, don't be dumb. If you can't see on a clear day, don't go out when it's raining and drive, right? Common sense. And I'm not belittling anybody, but make good choices, period, right? Don't screw up something that you have worked hard to obtain for yourself. But then there's calculated risk, Spirit is saying. So for some of you, it's almost like some little bit of an investment, though, Scorpio. Trying to find an example. Excuse me again. What would the example be, Spirit? I don't know, Scorps. What is it? What is the example here? It'd be something small, but something important that you may have done before to some degree. But you're not going to throw all your eggs in one basket either. Make sense? I can't even think of a good example right now. So, it's like putting a deposit down on something. Put the deposit down. If you're out, then maybe you're out $100 if it doesn't work. But if you were to pay for the whole thing up front, you could be out $1,000. See what I'm saying? Give it an opportunity, because the moon here, there's something about this that requires more effort, and you're going to have to know when not to put that extra effort into something too. So this is about some reciprocity, but it does have the potentials. I talked about this once, but there's the 7 of Cups and the 3 of Wands. There's planning. Did I say that? Did I say that a little bit ago? This is like a planning phase, right? If not, it was channel member slide. But there's still things that need to be worked out. 7 of Cups is confusion. It's spoiled for choice. There's a lot of ways, 3 of Wands, that this could go, right? What if you have to work and can't get your day off for that concert, but that concert's 8 months away and they don't do the schedule till 2 weeks before, so you're going to roll the dice, buy the ticket, and pray to God that they give you the day off. And if they don't, you might just be sick that day. So be it. But it's stuff like that, Scorpio, right? I think your Spirit, thank you, Hermit, Wisdom, Knight of Pentacles. I think in the meantime, whilst things are playing out, you're working on a contingency plan, or you're starting to make peace with the idea of something, Scorpio, that at least it's something that, like, no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. No matter what happens, it doesn't destabilize what you've created for yourself. It adds, there we go, thank you, Spirit. It adds to your life, but it doesn't take away. So any decision that you're making this week, do stop long enough to ask yourself, if I do this thing, does it add to what I'm creating, or does it have the potential to rip the rug out from underneath me and take away everything that I've ever done for myself or my family or whatever it is that you're doing? Maybe like buying the concert ticket and not paying the rent. You clearly need to have the roof over your head, right? Car insurance, they'll give you a grace period at least, right? Like, I think it's 30 days maybe. Don't quote me. Don't follow that financial advice from me, by the way. For I am not a financial advisor, and I'm not suggesting you do that. It's just an example. But it's stuff like that, Scorpio. I hope that's making sense. But regardless, you're going to learn, no matter how this turns out, which I don't feel, thank you, Spirit, I don't feel is set in stone yet. You're going to learn something very important. And I think that's regardless of the situation, that's the ultimate goal from Spirit, is to learn a lesson in this. Okay, so on Tuesday for Scorpio, And obviously, you know, it's going to take more than one day. Key and loss of control. Hold up, Spirit for Scorpio on Tuesday this week, the 27th. What's good? There's I don't know what I want to call this feeling, Scorpio. Tuesday. Give me more, Spirit. See, I knew these cards. Again, you've been with me for a while. You know, I was going to say you're doing something that's drawing attention. My cards always go in upright. It's how I let Spirit shuffle them out. But there are times they do come out in the reverse. Curiosity in the reverse. It came out and turned on me there. Tuesday. Independent and talent. Scorpio, Neptune, Aries, right? We've just closed out a large, I keep saying, what, like 7-10 year cycles, which we did with that year of 9, but also 10-13 year cycles as well. Scorpio, 13 is important for you. Scorpio, I don't know if you forgot to believe in yourself. I don't know if you feel like other people don't believe in you right now with this independent curiosity in the reverse, and then empty room, no people, the end of opportunity, or the end with opportunity. But behind that, Scorpio, is immortality. So there could be something about the way in which you, I'm gonna call it abandoned. Now, hear me out. Abandoned, you might have abandoned yourself for a little bit, and now you're kind of coming back to it, but Scorpio, it's like locking a bird in a cage. I don't know why we're going there like that, but we are. It's like, it literally, King of Wands. I was going to say, it's got nothing to do with anybody else, but it does. Because it's like self-talk, though, Scorpio. 8 of Swords at the bottom of the deck with the 10 of Swords. No, the Devil, fucking me. The Devil. There's that Capricorn energy. Throughout Capricorn season. And King of Wands to me is Saggy. So, let's take a step back. King of Wands, he's a go-getter. He wants to get shit done. He wants to make things happen in Scorpio. That salamander there is like transformation, change, chameleon, being a chameleon to the situations and the environments, adapting accordingly. And so, excuse me, guys, jeez. Maybe you felt you had to kind of live up to some, I don't know if narrative is the right word, but you had to kind of adapt to salamanders, chameleons. They adapt to their environment. They change colors to match their environment. You may have felt like you had to change personalities, or maybe somebody around you wasn't quite showing up authentic in their personality either. But that's worn off. 8 of Swords, whatever this is, it's worn off though. It's kind of like wardrobe change in the middle of a play. The makeup from the last scene is gone. Now you're Betty Sue. I don't know, whatever. Instead of Sarah Joe. That's how I live elsewhere, huh? The makeup has worn off. The flair of something has worn off. The reality to something is 8 of Swords, setting in. There's a truth. There's a truth. There's a truth here that, I'm going to call it a truth. I don't like that word right there. There's something that I don't think somebody else wanted you to see it, Scorpio, and I'm sorry to be stumbling over my words, but I'm trying to find the right way to express this to you. It could be a Leo. Got the lions there. I would say Aries, Leo, Sag, particularly, possibly a Virgo. But They didn't want you to see something. They didn't want you to see a particular fear. And, you know, fear eventually runs out. It runs out in the sense that you can only run from it. And there's the Moon and the Five of Pentacles to the Strength card. Right? There's Leo energy. You've got Pisces, Cancer energy here, the Hierophant Taurus. You can only hide behind a particular structure for so long until it starts to collapse. Queen of Cups. And Scorpio, I guess. I just heard, and I'll drink to that, right? Oh, like, it's kind of like all the girls around the table on a Friday night going, and here's to all the bums. Cheers, you know, like, is that Rihanna? Cheer, is it Cheers? I know the name of the song was Cheers, but something, I'll drink to that. So I don't know, maybe that's your anthem this week. Who knows, Scorpio? But there is definitely some volatility that's coming out, as I say that, the Knight of Swords and the Magician, as a result. And he said about, hey, we'll drink to that, right? Look at him with his cup. The Magician, yes, I will. Let me confiscate that cup from you, Scorpio. We're not drinking here tonight. We're not having a ginger ale to celebrate somebody doing X, Y, and Z, or, you know, people failing. I don't know what the hell that's about, but I'm just rattling stuff off. The spirit's shooting out my mouth here, but there's a guardedness here, Scorpio. You're waiting on some kind of word. You are waiting. You are listening. You are waiting for something. All of a sudden, the whole energy just changed. Someone's trying to kind of protect themselves, cover themselves up. The Magician there. You know what you want by ways of what you don't want. But the Magician's got his sword down. He's not, it's like as below, right? As above, so below. But he's working on the as below. In Scorpio, you're like, I'm ready. Thank you, Spirit. I'm ready to rise above. So you could stay below, but I'm rising. Something about that is really important to you, Scorpio, and you're waiting on word. You're waiting on word. What is this word about? The Chariot. Came out a little funky, more so sideways. And there's that Ace of Pentacles again. And there's here's the cheers. Okay, Queen of Cups with the Ace of Wands. Are we doing the damn thing, or aren't we? You're waiting on a particular certain type of word. You're waiting for some kind of cue that something can move forward. The King of Wands is an actioner, right? The Chariot is action, forward movement and progress needing to happen. But the fact that it came out sideways says to me, if you're working on delivering a truth or just important information or moving on towards something, you're not quite, you're 85% there, Scorpio. You're 85% of the way there, but there's something with this Eight of Swords, the Devil, that's kind of holding you back going, but Scorpio, what about this? And you're like, I can see clearly now, right? The Sun, the Devil, the Eight of Swords, like why this was tripping me up. But I feel like you're trying to reconcile, you know, Cancer energy, Eight of Cups, your feelings. I was going to say your feelings, Eight of Cups and Ten of Swords. How this was a little bit of a self-betrayal, Scorpio. There's a little bit of sabotage to that. And it's like, I'm afraid to fully walk away from this like that, but I think you know that you need to. You're ready for this next level independence, and it's much needed here, and you're gonna be fine. But you've also got to take that risk, take that chance, take that leap of faith. Don't sweat it, because listen, look at this. There's 8 cups, right? Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, wait a minute. There's 7 there. That 8th cup is larger than life. This may be one of the biggest disappointments you may feel like you've had in a while, the setback, but it's still not on that shelf. It's still not been racked up there, is what I'm hearing. It hasn't been racked up, right? It's like that last glass. It's got to be clean, but there's so many equations. There's so many different things happening. I can't help but look here and see the moon again. Right, there's so many things happening in the background, all these equations, all the mathematics, all the astrology, all the way that things are playing out. That in itself, the astrology in itself, the things that are going on around us right now, and again, it's a big week, that in itself could make you feel like you just don't have a grip on reality at all. And I would say that's fair. That's very fair. Hence me saying to you, you know, like, think about it. 3 cards on Wednesday. Basement, immortality, so there's something, again, restrictive here with this basement card. Wet emotions, maybe living. You're coming out of the Five of Cups, Scorpio. Torment, anxiety, but it's still there. You are bonfire. There's my Four of Wands in this deck. You've got pieces of this you're trying to put together. I think that this is emotionally more complex than you maybe thought it was ever going to be, whatever this thing is. And there's, Scorpio, you've got past fears coming up. Wow. You've got big past fears coming in here. But it's funny because you're acknowledging that they're there, but you're rising above. You're like, even through the difficulties. Is that Evanescence, My Immortal? I don't remember the words to that song either. You are rising above, Scorpio. Fire energy. You're going to rise in this fire energy more than you're going to perish in it. You're just not good, Scorpio, at, I'm going to tell you guys, right? Like, I love you all. You know this. The mental stuff. When you go into Queen of Swords, King of Swords, boss mode, you can be pretty freaking brutal, not just with other people, but with yourself. It's almost like there's the fantasy, Scorpio, and there's the reality. And Scorpio, you're like, you know what, Scorpio? Take a nice long look in the mirror. Here's the hard facts. Here's the reality of this situation. And what do you think? It's almost like the shadow side of you. We talked about that shadow. We bring the shadow back up. That shadow side of you looks you in the eye, in the mirror, and says, don't you remember, Scorpio? And you're like, yeah, I do. And it may reduce you to ash. It may reduce you to tears. Scorpio, again, you rose before. You will rise again. I mean, you're Scorpio for a reason, right? You are. All right, clarify this, Spirit. For Scorpio, please. Wednesday. Ace of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Like, you, look, whatever this is, it's like, and Scorpio, there's the Death card. Like, seriously, the Phoenix and the Death card, if that's not you going, been there, done that, watch me do it again, there it is. Seriously. Scorpio, when you start moving mountains, people jump on the bandwagon. Because they're like, well, wait a minute, how'd you do that? Wait a minute, you bought that car? Oh my God, I've always wanted one of those. And everybody's off running to the dealership going, how did Scorpio get that car? I'm like, well, we can't really discuss Scorpio's finances, but we can talk about yours. You know, it's like something like that. Scorpio, you will turn water into wine. You will make the impossible possible. And you know what you're capable of. You do. And I don't know if somewhere along the line here recently, Scorpio, something came in and said, you're not. Or maybe those old fears, those old demons, that shadow part of you popped in and said, remember me, Scorpio? Remember how difficult it was? Remember how left out in the cold we were? Remember how broken down we were? And you're like, yeah, but then we found home. We went from this to this. We went from hell to holy water. Now we rose. We rose. Scorpio, there's a need to rise again to this occasion, whatever this occasion is for you. There is a need to rise. It's Knight of Wands that popped up. 10 of Wands. Nine of Swords, 10 of Cups. Here's the deal. Scorpio, when you finally get to the point that you're fed up or you're not seeing enough productivity or you're not comfortable with what's going on, you don't have a problem with getting the shovel and digging up the ground or lighting the match and burning shit down or, whatever, use that water energy and make everybody in the room cry or use your brash, brutal, blunt, to the point, sharp words, and make everybody rack their head about how they feel about themselves. Like there's an immense brutality that comes with you when you have hit your level of enough. I think we can all acknowledge that, right? And Scorpio, I think in the past, I feel, not think, I know from spirit, and I know from firsthand Scorpio experience, that where you are now is not there. You have cleaned it up, finessed the words, the emotions, the heartbreak, oh God, all the things, Scorpio. You have finessed in maturity how you handle those things. And maybe for other people around you, they don't even know, right? 10 of Wands, 9 of Swords. They're looking for some type of peace. 2 of Wands. They need to make a decision themselves. High Priestess. And Queen of Swords. Like, Scorpio, there are people in your world, which I think it's really fucking funny, to be honest with you. Queen of Swords, they're concerned that you're going to stab them, backstab them somehow. And the reality here is that couldn't be further from the truth. Especially if you're here, right? You're here and you're doing the personal work. You're probably the most dedicated and loyal person that's ever existed. Like, you make loyalty look like a fucking Olympic sport. Good luck competing with you. Queen of Swords tells me that whoever this is, furthermore, is acting as 2 different parties here. One, who you can be, or who they think you to be, I should say, not who you are, but who they think you to be. But this is also based on 10 of Wands, what they've experienced before. 9 of Swords, they're thinking back, they're ruminating, they're worrying, they're, in that space of where they were before. And Scorpio, I think there's a small part of you that has had the same mentality about this person, but you are death, willing to transform and see what happiness looks like on the other side. There's that 5 of Cups, Scorpio. You're willing to go from the 5 to the 10 of Cups. You're willing to be in mental agony over it and see where it takes you, right? I mean, do change your frequency, but the High Priestess is, it's the Empress, the 8 of Wands. Scorpio, once that momentum gets going, whatever worries or stressors you have, to the 9 of Pentacles, independently owned, operated, like you will defeat the devil any single day. Like, you've already done it before on your own. You can and will master and do whatever this is again for yourself. But it's like you already see a vision. Doesn't mean that you don't have human feelings. You still have the worries and the stress and, oh God, what if? Because you're a human being. Being spiritual doesn't nix you from having those feelings or experiences. But you trust, you have faith, whereas somebody else is struggling because they're not used to the unknown territory. Even for you in some ways, as I say that, Wheel of Fortune, this is destined. This is destined for them to decide if they're going to move forward or not. And for you, I think you're already doing just that in some capacity this week. For there's a third party to this, Scorpio, and I don't mean that as like your person's out, getting it on with someone else kind of thing, or it doesn't have to be like that, but there is a reminder to someone feeling stuck once before, or nothing just really moving in a positive fashion. Like, nothing was working together. It was like everybody was working against each other. And it kind of solidifies that. It's faded with that Wheel of Fortune, because look at this 2 of Pentacles. The twos are very different sizes, right? Like, I want to go towards this thing, right? And what sits behind the 2 of Pentacles is that 4 of Wands that I talked about, right? So that whoever this is, whatever this is, Scorpio, it could be you, it wants to go towards the 4 of Wands. very much further leaning into the two, or into the Four of Wands than staying in the limbo of the Two of Pentacles. But somebody or something that wants to come together with you. So it's all the things, Scorpio, Spirit, all the things are going to start to come together, but it's going to be, it's like a slow phase kind of thing. All right, Thursday for Scorpio. Adjust. You are adjusting to whatever you need. Oh, wisdom, Scorpio. By Thursday, oh God, I feel like you've racked your brain every day this week. Or you will rack your brain what feels like every freaking day this week. And by Thursday, you're just like, you know what? Zen, baby, zen. I need to zen. I see, I'm learning, I'm adjusting, I'm adapting, I'm growing, I'm modifying, I'm making the changes where I know they need to be made. Light bulbs, wisdom moments going off. I do think some of you are going to go, by the end of the week, you're going to be in a much more spiritual place. Or, you know, taking some time to yourself. Quiet. You're going to need, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Scorpio, you're going to need some quiet time to digest. Ten of Pentacles, where you're going, what you have, again, what you have control of, what maybe you thought you were missing out on. You're understanding something about the dedication to your path. Your Seven of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. And part of it could be there's so many options coming towards you that you don't know what to do. But maybe that's also part of it. Spirit saying, hey, discernment, right? Maybe you've had so many options. Discernment here. You're learning, again, you're learning something that you would not be learning in any other capacity if it weren't for this. So it's necessary. This adjust. High Priestess, Scorpio. I said, in Temperance, I said by the 4 days, literally, the Four of Swords, 4 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you are going to need to have this very, Spirit's calling it friendly, but footloose and fancy-free kind of frolicking experience with yourself. You need to be able to be free through this spiritual awareness that you're having, giving yourself the freedom to move. This is you liberating yourself to instill deeper healing knowledge. And thinking about it now too, the High Priestess, the Temperance, the Four of Swords, the card of wisdom, literally sitting there, and then adjust. Scorpio, every single thing there says, I'm spiritually attuning myself. I am adjusting. I am healing. I am growing. I will alchemize. I will all these things for myself, right? Like you're willing to go back to the basics to do the work. And I think for some of you spiritually, you are going back to basics. Make sure you're getting rest. Make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you're listening to the call of your soul, your spirit, your body, right? Listen, you might need some exercise too. Six of Cups. Guessing games. What is that about? Something about guessing games. Hold on. What is this guessing games about on Thursday? Three of Pentacles. Nine of Swords again. Listen, Scorpio, I don't know if this is you. Bear with me for a minute here. Is this Scorpio? No, you've tuned. Ooh, Judgment, Temperance, Sagittarius, Scorpio energy. Scorpio, you've tuned, or someone could believe, bats. What is the spiritual significance to bats? I don't know. Somebody believes that you have tuned them out, or they feel tuned out by you. I think from what I see here, from what Spirit's showing me, they were distracted. Maybe you feel tuned out by somebody. And in part on Thursday, you're making a judgment call, but I don't feel like with this Eight of Pentacles, King of Cups, what's behind that? Queen of Pentacles. That's the perfect fucking pair right there. You can make crazy, wonderful things happen. I like Pentacles and Cups together. The Lovers and the Queen of Wands. I won't repeat what Spirit just gave me there, but that'll put you. That'll get you moving. I'm hearing I only have eyes for you. What? Hold on, Scorpio. What the hell? That sound? I only have eyes for you. Like I can't typically. I can sing. You get me in the kitchen doing what makes me happy, I'll sing all day. I'll sing like a canary. Do it on here intentionally while I'm like over here hacking. Please. We all sound, your ears will bleed. Scorpio, there's something about this particular spread of cards, and I'm not, excuse me, I'm not real certain what, oh god darn it. I'm not real certain what to make of this. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles will not let go. I don't even want to know. Cats are running wild. What is this Queen of Pentacles and King of Cups? Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. Scorpio, it's like you and someone else are I'm going to say perfectly paired. And that sounds weird, but this doesn't have to be romantic. I want to make that clear to you. But Lovers leans towards romance, right? You're perfectly paired. Queen of Pentacles, there you are. King of Cups, could be you. I think you're both swapping traits. I think you both have those traits. But then I get this King of Air, or King of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. And the King of Swords tends to be in this particular deck, which I cannot show on TV here. Hence, I said about OnlyFans. Tends to be a little bit of a deviant. Scorpio, I think the deviant is you here. You've got your very Scorpio ways about you, that taboo, right? You have a way of keeping people engaged. The Queen of Air, I feel like, is whomever you're dealing with that's in that King of Cups, but also hides how hard they're working at it. But they like attention. They like to be seen. Could be a fire sign, but they like to feel wanted by you, or needed by you. This Judgment card, I want to clarify that. Boy, Thursday is a doozy, and I don't know why. Four of Pentacles. From the Three of Pentacles of working together to the Four, we've come so far. Now we stop, because guy number 3 on the Three of Pentacles is not being a team player. He's just overseeing things, right? It's kind of like having that boss that isn't the, not that it's necessarily his job, but it goes back to the idea of don't ask someone else to do something you yourself wouldn't do, right? Like, there you go. Four of Pentacles, to the Ace of Fire. Oh Lord, to the Queen of Fire. This is, if somebody doesn't make a move, then I am going to take care of it myself. And if it means that I've got to get a little vicious. It's funny to see the Four of Pentacles as vicious. But if I have to go after to hang on to this, whatever this thing is, I will take care of it myself, and you can watch me. You can watch me find the pleasures of life on my own. I just keep hearing, just watch me. Just watch me. Scorpio, what in the world? And it makes more sense to me about this queen. I'm like, where does this Queen of Wands fit into this equation? And I think that whatever this is, Scorpio, at one point you had that Queen of Wands. Yeah, there's my proof. There's that Queen of Pentacles. You're showing me. You're showing me what you're coming back to. Okay, makes sense. Your internal fire, Scorpio, and I'm gonna say in all personal ways, your mentality, your spirit, your spirituality, your psychology, your sexuality, your heart and courage of yourself, like all of the parts of you, I think that they were built on a spirit 35% construct of healed aspects, right? Like there were parts, and it made you feel like you were really doing something, and you were. I am not in the freaking least discounting what you have done, because what you have done to date has been absolutely phenomenal. So keep rolling with that. But there's been something about this that either you were like draining energy, leaking energy, somebody was sucking the energy out of you, or you finally found some level of partnership that you were able to work with something, or somebody's, more than one in different ways. But then at some point it became Five of Pentacles. I mean, she's been over kind of like gagging, puking, dying a little bit in her own way. She's exhausted herself. Five of Pentacles. Everything's on the ground. And everybody's just watching. Watching the self-depletion happen. It's watching the shit show go down. It's watching somebody just being, I don't want to say taken for a ride, but it's just obvious. It's like just a bunch of bystanders. Going from the Queen of Wands to, losing it a little bit. I don't know why butter is important. I don't know why. I don't know if butter is an issue or somebody was giving you butter. Like, I don't know, Scorpio. I have no idea. But I have just heard the word butter I don't know how many times. So, butter it is. Maybe trying to butter you up. But Scorpio, you're like, I can do this. I can take care of this by myself. I can feel good by myself. I don't need 1,000 lashings to feel good. I want to look at this bat, because I know the bat is in this book. They brought up the bat. And then we'll get to Friday. I figured this was going to be longer, but I think it's absolutely necessary here. Scorpio, darkness, letting go, death leading to rebirth. Here we go. Before emerging, the bat waits for the sun to set and the moon to rise. In the darkness, it can see all that was invisible in the daylight hours. Hello, Neptune and Aries, we're seeing everything. The bat is a master of the subtle senses, of the underlying forces that cause some things to prosper and others to fade. The bat card shows up to signify the ending of a chapter, which is exactly what we're dealing with, the closing of a door. The bat comes swiftly, encouraging us to move on, and in just a few hours, a new day dawns. No more lingering in the past. When we are in balance, we accept, we adapt, and adjust. And I said about the A's, I said adjust, which we literally have right there. And what did I say? There was another A word. Oh, alchemize. And then it says, when out of balance, refuses to let go, and we reminisce. And to bring it in the balance, we need to watch the sunrise is one way, right? watching the sun come up. So that's important. So Scorpio, a lot of energy on Thursday or throughout the week, right? It doesn't have to be on Thursday itself. So let's see what Friday holds. What a doozy. Yay, yay. All right. On Friday, Spirit for Scorpio, what do they need to know? Friday. Divine timing and rest. I said those 4 days, you will get the okie doke on doing something, but I still want to tell you to take it easy. Don't push, don't rush. Do whatever is happening this weekend at your pace. Like if someone says, hey, let's get out of the house. We've been snowed in all week. Let's meet for lunch at 12. And you don't feel like getting out of bed till 11. And you're like, you know what? I can meet you at 1:30. And they're like, well, listen, if 1:30 doesn't work, we're going to have to postpone. I don't think you're necessarily putting pressure on other people. But Scorpio, you're holding a line of what you need for yourself right now. And I think you do need to do that. I think it's important for you to do it on your terms right now. So you do you. Some of you too, sidebar, random, Spock, could be retreating. Like Scorpio, you can give sexual energy out. Intimate energy out to anybody without it being sexual. But there could be a hold or a pause. Like you could be working towards, thank you, there's the word, thank you, Spirit, celibacy for a little while as well. You're turning away from that until you feel more grounded from something or for something or something to that effect. So just do know that. Friday, messages and look for intuition. Scorpio. I'm telling you, it's a very spiritual 4-day period for you, Scorps. What is this? Oh, different deck here. I do think there could be a lot of communication that comes in by the end of the week. You may be looking for some additional information for paperwork. You could be looking for additional information like old text messages. This could be for multiple reasons. You may even know that you need these things before you need them. S and I could have significance. SSI was that Social Security. What is it? SSI or SS? No, SSA is the Social Security Administration in the United States, but Social Security income. So there could be something about needing to go back on something, or state taxes also. The letters M and L could be significant. An institution could be going back over records, and you're like, no, motherfucker. Like, I know because I still have the proof. So Friday could bring up some maybe legalities or something like that. And Scorpio, I'm going to tell you what, it's like you already knew. It's like you knew they were going to call or show up before they ever did. And you're like, Eight of Pentacles, I'm ready. Call me, try me. I've already rehearsed this in my head 100 times, and here I am. Well, let's do the thing, right? So there's that. All right, so messages for Scorpio on Friday. Page of Cups, the Strength. Remember I said aggression this week, Pluto, Mars. Don't get too snippy. All right, keep it pretty cordial. Ace of Cups sideways. You may not love what you're hearing, but I think in the long run it puts you in the driver's seat, Scorpio. It gives you the clarity that you need to go, all right, kids, in the car, we're going to where I come from, Kennywood, right? Pittsburgh is Kennywood Park. I'm in the driver's seat. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing. And I don't think that you're dictating something, but Scorpio, this is kind of like Dirty Dancing when Patrick Swayze gets in the car and Jennifer Grey's standing out in the gravel and it's like, what is it? She's like the wind. He goes and she's like, I just got to let him go. I just got to let him go. All she can do is just kind of be there. Scorpio, I think you're more like Patrick Swayze getting in the car and going, I'm off to figure me out, right? Empress and the Eight of Wands, and you've got whoever's in this Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands, the Ace of Wands going, what do I do now? Because whatever responsibility, like literally 8, 9, 10 in a way, right? Whatever there was, you just kind of turned that torch, that 10th wand around and said, here you go. You figure that out and you let me know. You do the investigating. You do the work. You figure it out. Here's the tools. Enjoy. 10 of Swords. King of Cups. This is no more self-sabotage, Scorpio, and whatever this is. Your 6 of Wands. Your King of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, Scorpio. Justice. Like, you are trusting your intuition and going, I can't do certain things here. It's not mine to do. My subconscious says, I already know what's going to happen. So I'm gonna play my part, and then I'm gonna let it be what it needs to be, and then I'm going to trust the process of how this plays out, knowing what I know, right? So, what else, Spirit? Anything else on this? Confirmation, Scorps. The Death card to the Ace of Pentacles. I said it's like she's leaving. It's more like you leaving, right? Man, woman, it doesn't matter. She's leaving. Let them figure it out. Let them grieve whatever grief, let them. It's like, here's the complaint box. So stick your complaint in the complaint box. File your grievances with HR. But I can't be a part of this. I got things to do. This is waiting on me. We literally started this off, Scorpio. Check it out. Started it off with the Ace of Pentacles, and we're ending it with the Ace of Pentacles. So you don't lose any footing this week. You're working through a process. It's almost like passing the torch, Scorps. Like, you've been given the Ace of Pentacles to roll the dice with, right? You've been given that initial chip. And this week, it's kind of like you win that extra chip. The chip is there if you, it's like doubling your money, Scorpio, right? You can double your money if you pass the test this week. Does that make sense? I hope that's making sense the way I'm explaining it. 9 of Pentacles and the Devil. Like, you defeat. You will come out unscathed from this, but not without understanding certain restrictions. What is that Devil about, Spirit? And the underlying King of Pentacles crosses that. The 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. You know that not everything is meant for you. And if it is going to be meant for you, the King of Pentacles doesn't make a deal with somebody where he comes out a loser or doesn't break even. If he's betting, he's sophisticated enough to bet so he does not go negative, but at least, if nothing else, breaks even. Scorpio, whatever this is, if it doesn't break even, and there's that song, I think that was Break Even. Who sang that? I can hear it. I can't remember. If it doesn't break even, at minimum, and I mean at the bare freaking minimum, then it's a no. Then it's a no. You'll give it to someone else. Whatever that means, Scorpio. Whatever that means to you, you'll give it to somebody else. You're not messing around this week, Scorps. This is like a massive week of a journey on you spiritually to make these internal changes that lead you to Spirit saying greatness and wholeness, and so we will roll with that, if I could talk, to greatness and wholeness, Scorpio, and it's a necessity at this point for you. You are in a position, excuse me, where you've got judgment calls to make, but so is someone else, and you're not responsible for the judgment call of others, but you are responsible for yours, and that's the key thing here, Scorpio, is knowing when it is your turn to make a decision and knowing when it's time to walk away. But, you know, and that may be part of that feeling from the beginning of feeling like you've got people opposing you, because in the world that Scorpio has been in for so long, there was always some sort of level of opposition, right, Scorps, that said, you're doing it wrong, Scorpio. And I think that some of that started to creep either back in, or it started to creep back up from unhealed wounds. And the reality here is you are enough. And not that you need to set out on some insane journey to prove any of that to anybody, because quite frankly, fuck, it doesn't matter. But you may do it for yourself. Or you may say, I know this, and I do see you giving the opportunities to someone else, but I also think the opportunity that you're giving to someone else is not the opportunities that you used to give either. This isn't Scorpio coming in with the drill and the hammer going, here, let me fix that for you. This is Scorpio delivering the drill and the hammer and says, here, let's see what you do with it. You are giving the instructions this week. You're providing the tools. Do they have the answers? We'll see. Scorpio, I'm leaving it there. Long, long message. I hope this was helpful and beneficial to you. I am sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for being here. Personal reads are open and available. Info is in the description box below, the About section of the page. And do know that, what was I going to say? Oh, like, share, subscribe, comment. I appreciate you. Sending you love. Take care. I'll see you soon.